I want you to notice something today. How many times you say sorry when you are not actually sorry? It's often just a reflex, a way to keep things smooth, to avoid tension, to not feel like a burden. And it might be costing you more than you think. Welcome to Love Without Losing Yourself. This is for the woman who's capable, responsible, and usually fine. But she's tired of the invisible ways she keeps shrinking herself to keep everything calm. Today, we are talking about the apology habit, when sorry becomes your default, even when you haven't done anything wrong. And by the end of this episode, you will understand why it happens, what it costs, and what to say instead without becoming cold, blunt, or too much. Let me start with a tiny moment that I think you will recognize. You're about to send a message to a client, a colleague maybe, your partner, or to a friend. It's a normal message, something along these lines. Can you confirm by tomorrow? Or I can't do it tonight. Or I need you to handle this. And right before you hit send, your fingers add something. Sorry to bother you. Sorry, I know you're busy. Sorry, it's just been a lot. Sorry for the long message. And if you slow down for 1 second, you can feel it, that tiny squeeze in your chest, that quiet hope. Please don't be annoyed with me. This is a reflex. What you do here is not only communicating, you are managing how the other person feels about you. So let's make a clear distinction between a real apology and the apology habit. A real apology repairs harm. You might have snapped, you forgot something, you crossed a line. So what you do is to own it, to repair it, and this kind of behavior is healthy. The apology habit is different. It's when you say sorry to make your presence lighter, to soften a boundary, to preempt tension, to ask for what you need without taking too much space or making the other person uncomfortable. And this is the message you try to pass. Let me not be difficult. Let me be easy. Let me make this okay for you. And I want to clarify that this is not weakness. It's more like a safer option for you. Why does it happen? If you have this habit, I want to normalize it. Most women develop this habit because they tried it once and it worked, so they adopted it. Maybe you were around people who got irritated quickly. Maybe you were praised for being the responsible or matured one. Maybe you learned early that not having too many demands made life smoother. So your system picked up a strategy. If I soften first, if I apologize first, if I make myself smaller first, then the moment stays calm. And for a while, that kind of strategy can be useful. But later, especially when you are a high-functioning woman who carries a lot, it becomes exhausting. Because now you're not only doing the work, you are also doing the emotional cushioning around the work. So let me break it down further so you understand clearly what it costs you. First, it makes your no sound negotiable. When your no comes wrapped in sorry, it can sound like I might be convinced, only because your delivery leaves the door open. Second, it builds resentment. And I want us to be honest here. Under these circumstances, a lot of the time, you are not actually sorry. What you do is to try to keep things smooth. And when you keep smoothing, your truth becomes irritation or distance or that quiet feeling that I usually talk about of I'm always the one adjusting. Thirdly, it chips away at self-trust. You feel it in your body that it's a no. But your mouth apologizes and then accommodates anyway. And slowly you lose that inner sense of, I am on my own side. I want to give you something to try this week that will prevent you from defaulting to an automatic apology. Before you say sorry, pause and ask, did I cause harm? Or is it just discomfort? Discomfort isn't the same as harm. If you caused harm, by all means apologize, repair, and try not to do it again. But in the case that you didn't cause harm, if you are setting a limit, following up, asking a question, needing time, then don't say sorry. You don't need a sorry. What you need is a replacement. And there are two options here. Option one, it can be a clean statement. And option two, it can be a thanks swap. So when you say thanks, what you do is to keep warmth in your interaction without shrinking yourself. Instead of, sorry I'm late, try, thanks for waiting. Instead of, sorry to follow up, try, thanks, I'm checking in on X. Instead of, sorry, I can't, try, I can't. And then you stop. And yes, stopping can feel uncomfortable at first, and know that it's okay. You are creating a new habit, and anything new can be uncomfortable at first. Let me give you a few short, easy to remember scripts to use. Script number 1, and it's related to work. I can't take this today. I can do it by Thursday. Or if you want to softer it a little bit more, but keep it clear still, then use this script. I can't take this on today. I can do it by Thursday. Script number 2, time boundary. I am not available tonight. I am leaving at 6. I can do 20 minutes, not 2 hours. What you're doing here is that you're setting limits while at the same time training other people to respect your time as well. And I want to give you another real life example. Someone asks you for something last minute, and you already know it's a no. Yet, as you start typing, you start like this. Sorry, I would love to. It's just, my week is crazy. Maybe I can do a little. Stop. This week, if you find yourself in a similar situation, I want you to try this instead. Thanks for thinking of me. I can't. And then stop. If you feel awkward for a second, know it's normal. It's not about being rude, because you're not rude. What you're doing here is to being clear. And clarity is one of the most respectful things you can offer. A lot of women don't realize how much energy they spend trying to be easy to work with, easy to love, easy to be around. But the more you try to be easy, the less seen you feel. Nobody can meet the real you when you try to be easy. Nobody knows you deep down if you're constantly editing the real you. So this week, practice a new kind of safety. Not the kind where everyone stays comfortable, but the kind where you stay with yourself. If this episode resonated, start small. Just notice the next sorry. No judgment, no self-attack. Pause and ask, did I cause harm? Or am I just trying to manage discomfort? You can be warm and still be clear. You can be kind and still have limits. You can be a good woman without constantly smoothing everything over. And if you want support to change this pattern in a real, practical way, you can book a reset session. In that session, we pinpoint where this apology reflex is strongest in your life, what it's protecting you from, and we build one clear boundary script that fits your actual world, work, family, relationships, so you can use it immediately. And if you haven't taken the burnout assessment, start there, because when you are depleted, you apologize more, tolerate more, and disappear more. Both links are in the show notes. I will see you in the next episode.